Hey everybody, I'm Tom with MTscapes, and I'm going to walk you through some things for your landscape in what I call Tom Talks. These are going to be small, short videos to help you with any of your questions about your landscape so that you can help yourself, and we're always available to help. Just call the office and we'd be more than happy to come down and spend some time with you. But today we're going to talk about irrigation, and really important that we set your irrigation clocks to run. If you did a de-winterization, it's all ready to go. You don't have to worry about it. If we did not set it, please call the office if you have any questions. But today we're going to walk through what I recommend you do for your irrigation here at Cresswind. Typically we want your lawns to be looking really beautiful and nice, so at least twice a week. Probably 10 or 15 minutes each time a zone runs so that you get plenty of water on the grass. If we're having lots of rain, obviously you don't need to run that irrigation, just simply go out to your clock and turn it off. If you have a new lawn, you're probably going to want to run that 3 times a week. Not necessarily if we get a lot of rain, but it may be necessary. So if you're ready, we're going to go look at some clocks and see if we can get some more settings to help you out. Thank you very much. So I'm going to show you how to work these clocks now. This is a RainBird clock. Come on over here and let's take a look. This is probably the most popular clock here at Cresswind, but I want to walk you through the settings. If we de-winterized your system, we went through and set all the sprinkler heads to run properly, the coverage is good, the settings are all set, but we did not turn your clock on. So you'll have to turn your clock on to go ahead and run your system. For the next couple weeks here in early April, you probably won't need it, but if you do, it's very simple to do. Your setting is set to off right now. Simply come on and turn it to auto run. The clock will run, you'll be fine. If you want to change some things, let me walk you through what these changes are. First and foremost, if your clock, and you come up to it and your clock is not on, just be sure to check your wires and your plug, because sometimes during the winter months the plug could have blown a fuse and your clock is not operating. We will have left it operating, but if you have a problem, just check your socket here, and it may have blown a fuse. Just be sure to check the fuse. You may need to call an electrician, or you may just call MTS and I can come out and maybe I can help you. Okay, auto run, so the system's gonna run. If you wanna change anything, let's go through some simple changes. Date and time, simple. Day of the week, the month, and the year. So this is the 11th of March, 2019. If you wanna make any changes to that, if it's set wrong, just simply walk through each of the settings and you can change either up or down by pressing the plus or minus keys, okay? The next thing is the start times. This is probably the most important part about all the clocks here at Cresswind. There are several programs that run through these clocks. We want all of our clock settings to run on program A, which is the setting you're seeing right here. If I was to go through, there's a program button here, you'll see other programs pop up. We want all those other programs to be off. In this case, B and C are off, and A is set to start at 6 a.m. If you want to change the 6 a.m. setting, simply press the plus or minus key to raise it. It goes in 15-minute increments, okay? So very important, just remember your program settings need to be setting A, program A, and everything else needs to be off. If you have trouble with those settings, call the office. I can come out and help you with those. They're a little confusing at times. Okay, so now that you have the start times, we want to do the run times. This is how long each zone will run. In this case, this is station 1, which is going to run for 6 minutes. If you want to up that, simply press the plus key. If you want to go lower, just press the minus key. To go to the next zone, press the forward, zone 2, plus or minus. Zone 3, plus or minus. Okay, most zones, most houses here have 3 zones. Some may have 4. If you have 4, you just go through the same process. Okay, that's the run times. That's how long each zone will run. The next thing we want to do is set the days of the week the clock will run. Typically here in Cresswind, we run them at least 2 days a week so the lawns are healthy and thriving. In a hot, dry summer, we may want to run them 3 times. But in this case, it's very simple to change if you need to. Here we are looking at Friday is on. So if we wanted to change Friday to be off, all we have to do is press the minus. And you can see up on top that the Friday went to off, and the selections moved to the very next day. Let's continue on. So Saturday, if we want Saturday off, we just simply press the minus. And Saturday went to off and Sunday is on. If we want to go and leave Sunday on and go back and check with Saturday is off, Friday, oh wait, I want it on. Simple to do. Just press it on, it'll move forward. You can move backwards or forwards just going through. I suggest at the end of playing with this, just look at these days on the top and see that your system is running at least 2 days a week, possibly 3, okay? Once you're done with all that, the simple thing to do is turn your system to auto run. Let it run, give it a couple weeks, check it out, see that your sprinklers are running fine. If they're not, give us a call. We'll come back out and help you as much as we can. Thank you for letting us help you. You may have a K-Rain clock, and if you do, let's just walk through these settings. We probably de-winterize your system, and if we did, we left the clock in the off position. It's very important. Your settings are all set to run the way we recommend it, or what you had it set for the previous year. K-Rain's a really good clock. It's very simple to set, so I'm going to walk you through a few settings to help you customize your own setting. If you don't see this clock on with the lights on, please check your plug. The fuse could have blown, or the settings plug could have come out. Sometimes that's a problem. It's an easy fix. Just plug the plug back in. But let me walk you through some things you need to do. If we de-winterize your system and all you want to do is run it based on what we set, all you do is turn the dial to auto. If it's going to be raining all week and you don't want to waste the water, just come out and turn your clock off. If you want to get it to run again on the system, the cycle we set it, just come back and turn it back to auto. Okay, very simple. If you want to change some settings, let's walk through a few of these settings. First is the time correct? Very important. Simple here, it's now 3:10. If you want to change the time, you just walk through the settings and say, oh, minutes are off. I want to, it's actually 3:11 or 3:15. Or wait a minute, it's 3:09 or 3:08, just back and forth. If you want to change the hours, you just go through, let me go back. Change the hours, just go back, and you can change the hour setting. Days of the week, this is March 11th, 2019. If you wanted to change any of that, again, change it to 12, go through March. If you want the wrong month, change it to April, change the year, 2020, just like that. Next setting would be the programs that are actually going to run. Now this is really important. Down below here you'll see 3 different programs, A, B, and C. Here at Cresswind we only need to run program A. If you're running multiple programs, the clock can overrun. You're going to spend a lot of water that you don't need to, so please double check that only your program A is running. To check that, simply press this button down here and be sure that program A is set to run the first zone at 6 a.m. or whatever your setting will be. B is off. C is off. Back to A. Okay, so now we're going to say that we want this clock to start running at 6 a.m. Simply going through the settings. If you want to change it, all you have to do is bump it up in 15-minute increments, 6:30. If you want to go down earlier, 6 a.m., 5:45. We recommend to run your water early in the morning here, somewhere between 5 a.m. and 7 a.m. That way you can tell that if it ran in the morning when you wake up. Okay, so that's your zone start times. Zone 1 is going to start, in this case, at 5:45. Let's just bump this back up to 6 a.m. Okay? Again, double check that you're only running program A and that B and C are not running. If you want to run multiple programs, please call the office and we can walk you through how to do that. Okay, next setting is what day of the week do you want it to run? We recommend you run twice a week here, split it apart, watch the weather, you can always adjust it. Very simple to do on this clock. Monday in this case is off. If you want Monday to be on, you press Monday on by pressing up, and Monday will show up in the calendar event up on the top, running across. Go to the next day, Tuesday. If you want Tuesday on as well, press it, it'll show up. In this case, let's go and run this for Monday. Next day is Wednesday. On or off, simply pressing these buttons will keep Wednesday off. We'll go to Thursday, we'll turn Thursday on. We'll go to Friday, turn Friday off. Turn Saturday, leave Saturday off. Sunday. So in this case, we're going to only run it twice a week. It's going to show up on Monday and Thursday. That's probably a pretty good setting. If we have a hot, dry summer, you may want to go to a third day. Just simply come to the day you want it to run and turn it on. Okay? So now that we have the days of the week, we want to run how long will each zone run. So most of the systems here at Cresswind have 3 zones. Very simply, to change the zone, you'll see zone 1 is blinking. That's telling us that zone 1 is going to run for 10 minutes. If you want to increase that, just press the up button. decrease it, press the down button. Go to the next zone. You'll see zone 2 is blinking. Press up for increasing, down for decreasing. Zone 3, up or down. We recommend that these zones run for twice a week, 10 to 12 minutes if you have an established yard. On the side yards, maybe 5 minutes. If you have a new yard, we probably want to just run it 3 days, but still 10 or 15 minutes on the zone length is plenty of time. Okay? When you're all done, simply turn your clock back to auto and the clock will run on its own. If you don't want to run the clock, just simply come out and turn it off. If you have any questions, call us at the office. Thank you very much.